Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. I have something exciting to share with you today. This is from Vosteed, as you can see. I've actually just kind of gotten into Vosteed recently, did a review of their Acorn, which link right here-ish. And this is what they're more known for recently, at least. This is the Raccoon. But this is a special version of the Raccoon that made me really sit up and take notice. Um, and I'll tell you why in a second. But first, I'd really like to thank everyone, especially my Patreon supporters. When you guys like, subscribe, and leave a comment, it really helps the channel. So please go ahead and leave that comment right now before you forget. Really appreciate it. Okay, so just your standard stuff in here. Standard black pouch for your Vosteed. Okay. So the Acorn I really loved it. Oh yeah. Okay. So this isn't as contoured as the Acorn was. I really do like their micarta though. It looks really nice. This is a whole blacked out version. So why is this special? Why is this Raccoon special? This isn't a button lock. No. This is actually, and that's why I opened it with this guy, a spine lock or a compression lock, right? So this is a PM2, yeah? And the compression lock was something that Spyderco came up with, and the license for it has expired, so now other people can do it. What's so cool about these is that they're extraordinarily strong, like a liner lock, but on top. And also very fidget friendly, and just having a button there to push, really nice, just works really well, right? So here we got a button lock, but they've made it look like a button lock, but it is actually a spine lock. So that's why I'm really excited about this, because other companies are now doing that and now using the compression lock. I guess it's not a spine lock. I'm using that term wrong, and I'm sorry. A spine lock is more like, I think, what AD 20.5 is, or the Vosteed Vision FG. All right, so let's open this up and take a look at this. I have to say, before I do that, I really like these pillars. I like this style of pillar for the thumb studs, and I like that the dash of color here is orange. That's really cool. Okay, so yeah, it works exactly like you would expect a compression lock to work. Now, very nice. Now it doesn't. I think it needs to it's a skosh. The detent is a skosh harder than I like. Some people like a hard detent. I like mine to be medium to medium light. That's just a preference thing, but I think that that'll work in / I probably can just go ahead and loosen this a little bit and it'll be fine. This is nested liners, which is cool, and also machined out in the middle here to make it lighter. And the balance point is right here on the finger scallop. You can choke up too. Jimping on the spine there, crowned. Got a nice drop point here with a nice amount of belly. I like that. It's going to be a cross between a utilitarian type knife and just, I like this shape a lot. It's the best of both worlds for me. So you've got a DLC coating on the blade. It's not shiny like, you know, when you've got a Kunwu, they've got the polished, which I really like this polished DLC. I think more people should do it. This is more of a satin finish, but I like it. It's not like the kind of DLC coating. This feels slick. Like, this doesn't feel like it's going to catch up on anything when it cuts through anything. What's an example of something that's just a little bit like this is flat? Yeah. You see the difference between that, and this has a little bit of shininess to it. So it's more of a satin semi-gloss type thing. And I like that. I like that a lot. This is more of the flat, right? So very nice. So you'll notice that on this compression lock for my Spyderco, I have compression made easy, CPM from EDC, OCD for EDC makes CPM compression made easy, CMEs. And that's just this little tab here, and this one happens to be micarta, or maybe it's G10. What it does is that it extends where you have your compression. Does that make sense? So that instead of coming in here inside of the liner, you have it's closer to the surface of the scale, which makes it a lot easier to do. Do I have it? No, I don't have one. I was looking to see if I have another Spyderco that doesn't have one of these CMEs. I love this CME, and it's kind of like an add-on thing that you do by them putting a button on this, and it's definitely proud here. But by them putting a button on it, they've done that step for me. And it doesn't act or feel like a button lock. And when it comes down, it's totally loose, right? It comes down. There's no detent ramp for it to go back on. When you're pushing that button, it's totally disengaged, and it's just swinging back and forth. And I like that personally. Detent is just a little bit hard, like I said, but I think it's going to wear in. G10 feels really, I'm sorry, the micarta on this feels really nice. It does have a lanyard hole, very small, thin lanyard hole, but it doesn't go through the steel, and it doesn't go through the steel. So this lanyard hole actually doesn't go through the liners that are steel. It's just in the micarta, which could be a weak point if you are trusting on a lanyard to hold up. It does have a recessed place to put your clip, so you can reverse your clip, and it's recessed here. It's not proud, although one of the screws seems loose because it is a little proud. Is that true? Let's take a look. And then we'll do some comparisons too. I don't know if you see, but the way that they sent it to me, one of the screws is just sticking up a little bit. Oh, how much does this knife cost? I forget. I think it was $50. It was relatively inexpensive. Harder to get this version of the Raccoon. So the Raccoon has a lot of different locking mechanisms for it. It was very big for them. I kind of held out, and I'm kind of glad that I held out, honestly, getting them, because now I got this cool version of it. Iterations are great. Companies that take a platform that is really successful and doing well for them, that screw is just a touch little proud. I can't get it in more. I don't know if that's that could be something that is there because of a reason I don't know yet, and I will know once I deconstruct it. So companies that take a platform that are really successful, like the Element would be a great example of that, right? You can take that platform that works really well and people really like and respect, then you can change it up. You can give it a liner lock, you can give it a spine lock, you can do all kinds of different things with it, and people will respect it. They'll know that it's good, and it's a good way to test things out. Let's say that you don't know if you want a compression lock, but you don't want to spend all the money to get a Spyderco. Well, here's $50. You can test that out, and you can say, hey, do I like this? Now, this is definitely different. It feels different. But the other thing I can't believe I'm just noticing this. I'm right-handed, so I'm using my pointer finger on my Spyderco to use the compression lock. Yeah, and this guy is reversed. This is for your thumb, right? That's interesting to me. Both work just as well. And if you were a left-hander using the Spyderco, the standard Spydercos have a place for your clip to go on the other side, but I've got these fancy Lotus brass scales on here. This was a build, by the way. I replaced everything on this just for fun, right? So you can open it with your left hand super easy, and then you're just using your thumb over here. So the compression locks is considered ambidextrous, even though it's always on one side. It's just as easy to use with your thumb as it is with your pointer finger. So that is cool, but I think it's interesting that they went ahead and did that, and they were like, you know what, they had a choice. They could have made this with a pointer finger closure, but they were like, I like this for the thumb for righties, or maybe whoever designed this is a left-handed person, and they were like, you know what, we all have all these compression locks for right-handed people that they can use their fingers. I want to have the choice of using my left hand and see what my pointer finger is. So that could be an interesting experiment too for all you lefties, is how does this feel to not use my thumb, but instead use my pointer finger. I really do like these thumb studs. I think they work really well. The geometry between the pivot and the thumb stud make a knife work, and this flies out of the hand. Really nice. This choke up point works well. Let's get a couple of measurements on this, and let's go ahead and compare it for size. So for size, overall length, the Spyderco is definitely bigger, blade and overall. Sharpened area of the knife is 3 inches. Overall, the blade is longer, close to 3 3/8, And then overall total length, we're looking at 7 3/4 of an inch, 7.5. A good size, I would call this a medium to small size knife. I definitely on the medium size, but for bigger hands, you might feel like, no, I'm just going to call this a medium. This is a medium sized knife, whereas I'd call the PM2 just large enough to be a large knife. Cool. What are my overall thoughts about this? For the price, I think it's awesome. The Raccoon itself, regardless of lock, good little EDC knife for the price point. And, you know, I totally forgot to mention, this is 14C28N, which is for the best knife steel you can get under $75 these days, in my estimation, unless for some reason you're able to get something like 3V or something like that. But, you know, no, you're not. The 14C28N is the best budget steel that there is right now, in my estimation. So great steel. This is definitely sharp. This comes in a lot of different configurations. I think I already said that. So different colors and stuff. If you don't like this blacked out version, you can get another thing. There's going to be a link down below. Any Amazon link down below is associated with the channel, and I do get a small kickback from that. The clip itself, like I said, is reversible. I like that. I like this bill. This one does it, and it's just short enough. This one's, I like the Vosteed's bent clip better than I like almost any other bent clip out there that's in the budget region. So this is a great clip. I like their clip a lot. I like their texturing here. It's well rounded on the edges. There's not contour over the entire scale, but pretty good. It feels nice. I like their micarta. This is the second knife I've had of theirs with micarta on it. The lanyard hole is a little close to the end. It might break if you're into lanyards. Thumb stud is great. Blade shape is great. I love their satin finish on the blade. That is just awesome. Yeah. And I love the fact that you can now get a compression lock on a budget knife. That is phenomenal. And this version of it is the version I would definitely recommend someone get. You know, if they want to get a Spyderco, but they don't want to necessarily spend the money, or whatever, if you're a collector like me and you're just curious. And also the fact that they did the compression on the opposite side that Spyderco does, just really interesting all around. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was pretty cool to make. I really enjoyed this unboxing. This is a unique little knife. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. It really helps out the channel. If you want to get a chance to win a knife like this, or I'll probably give this knife away at some point. Pretty easy to do. I give a knife away every single month, and you just need to follow the link down below to my Patreon, and for $3 a month, you will be entered to win a knife every single month. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you guys next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.